The most exciting trade in years will involve Bradley Beal. This will be better than James Harden to the Nets or Anthony Davis to the Lakers. The reason is competition. Beal's the only legit star out there. Whoever wants him will bid like crazy. The Wizards GM will be on the phone with the Heat when the Sixers call. Hey Philly, they're giving us Tyler Hero. Oh, they just threw in Ben Simmons. Heat say Duncan Robinson too. They're giving 2 first-round picks? Done deal. Beal to the Heat. This could get wild, and in this video, we'll look at Bradley Beal's trade value and my top 5 all realistic trade scenarios. Hey, it's Casey. Welcome to AM Hoops. Hit subscribe. We're almost at 100K. I know this is weird, right? I'm at my parents' house and I forgot the green screen. So my bad. This is the best background I could find. I think it's pretty cool. This special video is sponsored by mybookie.ag. I am super excited to partner with them because I like a little bit extra on these games. If you do too, we've got a promo code AMHOOPS. It'll double your deposit, which is huge. Impossible to find out there. But, and this is really important, these picks I'm gonna make are for entertainment only. If this is like a more serious thing for you, I want you instead to go to ncpgambling.org and see what they have to say. My first pick is the Rockets as just 2-point favorites against the Bulls. If this got up to 3, I would be on Chicago, but for now, I am taking Houston. Victor Oladipo is gonna make his debut. John Wall is out, but I think that gives Vic more room to shine. The Bulls are on the second night of a back-to-back. They look good against Dallas, of course, but that's because Lauri Markkanen had almost 30 points. That will not happen again. My second pick is the under in the Warriors-Lakers game. On my bookie, this is at 226.5. I've seen it at 225 in some places. The Lakers have a top 2 defense in the NBA, and unless Steph Curry goes off, this will not go over. On to the video, and first, I gotta say, the Wizards would be idiots not to trade Bradley Beal. Look at how much you get back for a star these days. I think even Wizard fans know they're rebuilding. That process gets a huge boost if Beal is flipped. DC has the 2nd worst defensive rating in the East, 2nd worst record in the East, and they're starting the NBA's leading scorer. Something doesn't belong here. The deadline this year is March 25th. By that time, Beal could demand a trade. Look, they had a decent run. Deep down, he wants to stay, but he gave it another go with Russell Westbrook, and it's even worse. So this is my list of teams that would want Beal in a trade. The Heat, the Sixers, Mavericks, Pelicans, Warriors, Celtics, Nuggets, and Raptors. But how much should they give up? I think it takes an Anthony Davis level package. So this is the thing that makes you go, Things that make you go, AD went for 1 franchise player, 1 young starter, 1 young role player, and control of 5 first-rounders. Is Beal's game on AD's level? No, but his trade value is. Beal probably is the only star out there. He's just 27 years old. He fits well with most teams as an all-star off-ball guard. So if that's the price, we can take 3 of these 8 teams off the list. Warriors can't get him. The only young franchise talent they have is James Wiseman. They're not trading him. The Dallas Mavericks? No way. No young franchise players, and just 3 crappy first-round picks. The Celtics, not gonna trade Jaylen Brown for Beal, so that blonde dude's gonna need 3 more phones, because this leaves 5 realistic trade partners for Beal. The Sixers, the Heat, the Pelicans, the Nuggets, and the Raptors. That is 5 teams, and I know fans of all of them are gonna say, oh, that is way too much to give up for Bradley Beal when we look at these trades. But you are lowballing his trade value. You're gonna be bidding against other teams, so you have to come with a really good package. There's no other star out there on the market, and stars are going for a ton these days. The 5th best trade package is New Orleans giving up Eric Bledsoe, Lonzo Ball, and 8 first-rounders. The Pels won't give up Brandon Ingram, so they have to compensate with a ton of picks. That also makes this the worst trade package DC can get. There's no promise any of these picks will even be in the lottery. The Bucks have Giannis for 5 years, so forget the Milwaukee picks. The Lakers are the Lakers, and New Orleans should be good too. Actually, I don't think the Wizards would even accept a deal without Brandon Ingram, but New Orleans does this with a ton of picks to pair Ingram and Zion with Beal in the backcourt. Sure, the defense wouldn't be elite, but that is a playoff team in the West, and maybe more. The fourth best offer is the Raptors giving up OG Anunoby, Chris Boucher, Norman Powell, Alex Len to make the money work, and 3 firsts plus 2 swaps. The Raptors pay a huge price here to fix their awful offense. Toronto's record is so bad because they struggle to score in crunch time. This deal looks like too much to trade at first, but keeping Pascal Siakam is huge. Yes, Chris Boucher has been really good to start the year, but he hasn't proven it over a long stretch yet. Siakam has proven what he can do in the playoffs. OG plus Boucher is not an unrealistic price. The Wizards improved their defense while getting maybe the best young on-ball defender in Anunoby. If the Raps don't trade for a star, it's unlikely anyone of Beal's talent ever accepts their money in free agency. The need to trade for a star, plus their awful start, makes this trade realistic. The number 3 trade package is the Sixers giving up Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, Matisse Thybulle, and 2 first-rounders for Beal. Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook would be 3 years of basketball hell unless they move Russ. 2 guys who can't shoot is not ideal, so I'm not sure the Wizards would love this package. Yes, they would love Simmons, who's just 24 years old, under contract till he's 29, so he's on their timeline. Now, we saw with Harden, Philly was not willing to trade Tyrese Maxey, but they do with Beal because he fits their team even better. As a Sixer, Beal's a legit pick-and-roll threat with Joel Embiid. The shooting of Beal, Seth Curry, Danny Green, and Tobias Harris would put them back in competition with Brooklyn and Milwaukee for the East. The number 2 trade package is the Nuggets, giving up Gary Harris, Michael Porter Jr., Isaiah Hartenstein, 2 firsts, and 2 swaps for Beal. This is the second best trade package because Michael Porter Jr. is the number 1 option DC builds around. A young team of MPJ, Rui Hachimura, Deni Avdija, plus whoever they get in the stacked 2021 draft is a future contender. Gary Harris improves their defense now. Hartenstein can fill in for an injured Thomas Bryant. In Denver, a player of Beal's caliber could take them that next step to the finals. I think his defense would improve, not having to carry a team offensively. If your 3rd best player is bubble Jamal Murray, the Lakers should be scared. But the number 1 trade package is the Heat, dealing Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Precious Achiuwa, and 2 firsts for Beal. A report just came out saying this would likely be too much for Miami, but now the pressure's on. The Bucks look great again, and the Nets are favorites. If Miami skips Beal, it's a guaranteed loss this season. Pat Riley with this package could beat every offer, so it's up to him to pull this trigger. In Washington, all 3 young guys are starters. It's a good roster for the present and the future, surrounding Russ with shooters. DC only requires 2 picks from Miami because the trio they're getting back is the best young package out there. Before any of this can happen, of course, Bradley Beal has to demand a trade, but honestly at this point it feels like a foregone conclusion. So whoever wins this bidding war is gonna have to pay big for the only star on the market against some legit competition. Support AM Hoops and click subscribe. Don't miss a daily NBA video.